I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land, where you come every Monday to Thursday for your top stories. So before we head off into another weekend, where does the time go? Somebody let me know. Maybe it's that place with all the missing socks. Let's take a look at those top stories making headlines. And we begin with news that High Court hearings are underway over the recusal law or the incapacitation law. Now, this law was passed in March this year, and basically the law stipulates that the power to declare a sitting prime minister incapacitated can only be under medical conditions, and the power to do that only lies with the government. The law stipulates that this would require 75% of cabinet ministers agreeing and at least 80 members of the 120-member Knesset. Now, Justice Minister Yariv Levin said that this is nothing but a practice to try and undo the election results, and lawyers for the Knesset who are arguing in favor of the incapacitation law said there is no personal connection about this to the current prime minister, but rather that it would apply to all future prime ministers as well. As many people know, Prime Minister Netanyahu is undergoing quite a few of his own legal woes at the moment, and as we speak, the hearings are continuing. Israel has reopened the Erez crossing. This is the crossing between the Gaza Strip and what some people may call Israel proper. Now, this would allow for thousands of Palestinian workers with legal permits to enter Israel. And this is despite ongoing riots and violence along the border with Gaza every evening. This has been happening for nearly 2 weeks now. And over the last week or so, incendiary balloons as well as condoms, no, I'm not making this up, have been sent over the border into Israel. These inflatables, balloons or condoms or whatever else is used are filled with helium and often attached to Molotov cocktails or some kind of explosive, so that when they land, they set fire to valuable Israeli land. And of course, it's terrifying for children who are attracted to the sight of balloons coming in and could have very, very devastating consequences. Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant warned terror entities in the Gaza Strip that Israel does not want an escalation, but cautioned them, remember Operation Shield and Arrow, and if this continues, Israel will act. Now, we talk about anti-Semitism quite a bit here at the Israel Brief. We really believe that we have to define it, we have to call it out, and we have to fight it. Now, the Campaign Against Anti-Semitism, which is an NGO that monitors anti-Semitism around the world, have released a documentary about Roger Waters. Yes, the Roger Waters that is the co-founder of the rock band Pink Floyd. The documentary called Dark Side of Roger Waters, although I could think of a few other names that I would give it, but we want to be PG on this channel, is quite damning. It is presented by former BBC investigative journalist John Ware and exposes some of the grotesque anti-Semitic comments made by Waters, not only at his concerts, but also against colleagues and staff, as well as bullying and abuse. I really encourage you to see it. If you Google Campaign Against Anti-Semitism or Dark Side of Roger Waters, it is just over half an hour long and really, really worth the watch. What is very, very interesting is that Waters' former bandmate David Gilmour and his wife Polly Sampson have been tweeting out the documentary. Gilmour and Sampson have called Waters a anti-Semite in the past and have said that he very much is not anti-racism. And finally, because it is the season here in Israel, tomorrow night at sunset begins the festival of Sukkot, or as some of you might call, the Feast of the Tabernacles. So the balconies across the country are looking gorgeous at the moment, very, very festive with sukkahs all over the place. You might be familiar with them in your own country. These are kind of very rudimentary booths with palm fronds on the top, and the holiday celebrates the shelter that Hashem or God provided while the Israelites were moving out of Egypt. It is customary to spend as much time as possible in the sukkah, to take your meals, even sleep in the sukkah. It is a wonderful festive time of the year. We have many, many people visiting Israel this time of the year to look at the huge sukkah that is built in Jerusalem. And it also celebrates certain foods that can be harvested. So get your lulav and etrog together, give it a bit of a shake, and moadim lesimcha. And that's it from me, Rolene Marks, for this week. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community is at Lottel site. You guys know what to do. Join our growing community. Come on, join the party. We are also on YouTube at The Israel Brief. If you haven't already subscribed and you like our content, please click on that red subscribe button. And we're on X at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks, wishing you Chag Sukkot Sameach, Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday.